Hi there. I'm Ryan Argentieri, founder and host of FromAmateurToPro.com and the Amateur to Pro podcast. Today, we're going to do a crash course on marketing essentials and talk through the basics, the foundation that you need to be successful selling and communicating your products, services, and thought leadership. The essentials of any marketing campaign are important to know whether you're a technical communications and sales professional or if you work in product development, implementation, or technology. It's really vital that you understand the difference between first, features and benefits. So features are characteristics and qualities of a product or service. Benefits are what you get from using the product or service. People often mix these two together, combine them, or confuse them. And that's confusing for the end user or the customer that you're trying to target. So be really clear and have a group conversation. Usually it's best if you have a cross-functional representation to talk through and get outside feedback about what you think or perceive to be a feature versus a benefit. And you'll learn that there's probably some gaps and confusions that need to be clarified. Also, vital, customer service commitments. What are you promising to deliver time in and time out? So it's really key that you don't tell one person or one client one thing and then not be willing to deliver that to somebody else. Whatever you decide, you need to be prepared to stick to it across the board, because you could think like no one's going to find out that I'm promising one person one thing and telling someone else something totally different. But I promise the minute you do that, it will happen. You'll get caught in the act and it won't feel good. It won't be good for your brand or your organization. And it'll make you feel like a subpar human being, honestly. It just doesn't feel great to have people call you out on things. With that, when you do decide what your customer service commitments are, you can clearly outline and clarify and really own your point of differentiation. So you can be more confident and more clear about how you stand out and why you're different and why people should work with you. Someone named Seth Godin, who you may or may not have heard of, he's written tons of books. If you don't know him, he actually also has a wonderful blog, great resources, and is just a smart, thoughtful person. He talks about something called purple cows. Purple cows are a phenomenon wherein, along the lines of the customer service commitment, when someone experiences or stumbles upon something that's different or stands out, they want to tell everyone they know about it. So if you're driving down a field, let's say you're in Dairyland, you're driving down a field, you see hundreds of cows. You don't even notice them after a while. Like you think they're just part of the landscape, or just start whizzing by you in your peripheral vision. Then you see a purple cow and you almost drive off the road. You then turn off the road because you want to take pictures of the purple cow. You start calling your mother or your friends or your kids and say, "Oh my God, I just saw this purple cow. You would never believe it. I can't believe it myself." You record it, you document it, you share it, and then everyone you know hears about this purple cow. That in turn creates a concept called virality, which is very difficult to achieve, but something everyone covets, no matter what type of industry they're in or what they're promoting. This is when you don't have to sell anything, you don't have to advertise, you don't have to push. It's not contrived, it's not artificial. People just find out about what you're doing because it is so extraordinary and so unique. So when you do everything in your business from now on, think about, how can I push the envelope? How can I be better? How can I make this something that's memorable, valuable, and is going to cause a ripple in the lives of the people who find out about it? I'm going to leave you with 5 ways to improve your marketing that are really easy, really attainable, and simple for you to implement into your day-to-day life now. So the first is, pick 5 things and 5 themes and incorporate everything you do and everything you say. You have to tie it back to those 5 themes. So for example, say you are a fitness professional. You may not only care about weights and stretch bands, but you might have dietary guidelines or fashion tips or other things that you personally feel passionate about. You will pick the 5 themes. Say one is fitness equipment, one are the techniques that you're using, the third might be diet and nutrition, the fourth could be how you look and feel, and the fifth could just be basic inspirational quotes. Everything you're doing, whether it's a blog post, whether it's a social media post, or it's a promotional report that you're trying to get out or some kind of relationship you're building, you want it to always tie back to those 5 things. That helps you answer the question, should I be doing this or not? The second is to pick 1, maybe 2 channels where you are promoting yourself and your business on social media. Your website is kind of a must-have. You can't really survive unless you're, some people start with a Facebook page, and that's totally cool. You want to take baby steps. But what I see a lot of times happen is that people say, okay, I have to be in 3 to 4 places, but I am not managing any one of the channels properly. I'm just duplicating efforts. I'm either tasking an intern or a junior staffer to do this. There's no senior visibility. There's no management leadership buy-in. So you end up getting frustrated, throwing money at campaigns, wondering why you're not getting more traction, and things are really disparate and haphazard. You don't need it to be that way. You got to pick 1 or 2 places, stay focused and committed, and that's it. So the third piece, and this is especially true if you're the business owner, you need to decide what you're going to share and what you're not. If you really are clear that you want to have a private life that's separate from whatever it is you're promoting, then you need to decide that, and you need to stay behind the scenes. And you'll notice if you start to kind of look at brands or companies that you admire, you'll see pretty obviously where the leader has taken a front seat and where he or she is kind of like, I don't want to be the face of this company. And both are super effective. You just have to pick one. Don't be like, oh, I really don't want to do that, but I'll do it just because my marketing person's telling me. Because that's so obvious. Like nothing could be more contrived, and people can smell it from really far away, and they want nothing to do with you because they think you're full of it. The last 2 are a little softer, but so important. Be intentional about your promotions. So don't waste people's time with constantly selling. Decide when you're going to ask people to do something or make a decision or make a purchase. And obviously this varies if you're B2B or business to consumer, direct to consumer rather. So you don't want to be selling people all the time and expecting them to trust you and come back to you and really want to be around you. You need to be selective and giving in the value and content that you provide to them. You also, lastly, need to be authentic. You need to be yourself, and you need to operate with the utmost of integrity. Do what you say you will do and treat others the way you want to be treated. It's so important. And it's something that a lot of leaders miss. They think it doesn't translate between what they're doing and what the, end user seeing or the public, but really it does. People can tell. They're savvy. The world is so connected now. It's such a small place, and people will know, and it really means a lot. So take the extra time to leave a personal touch and to lay your heart on the sleeve.